you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Fairview Lake, our challenge park here in Planet Coaster 2. We're cracking on today with our sort of 90s area that we started in the last episode, but there was a live stream between the last episode and the new one, so I was going to quickly go over what we did. Started off just sort of fixing a few little snaggy bits, one of which being unfinished here. We found out that if we do the have the terrain have the ground on it, or the path have the foundation on it, excuse me, it gets rid of the little edges on the rides, so it just cleans up a couple of little lines here and there. So we did that. Next thing we did was make some custom trash bin covers, excuse me, for Fairview Lake. These were the Storybook Gardens ones that I'd already made before, just with the newer logo on. They have trash cans in them. We did that. Cleaned up a little bit of fencing around the place. Did a little bit of fencing here. And then a couple of little bits here. And then the two things we did actually on stream were these lockers. Again, these were taken from Planquatica, although they were actually a blueprint originally, although I've changed them quite a bit. So we put those down and adjusted them to be just sort of single squares rather than the various sizes that Planquatica had. And they sit under these cute little roofs. And then we came over to our 90s area and started working on another row of QSR. The parks are going to have a lot of these around the place. And again, we're going for that sort of 90s vaporwave aesthetic that we loosely started here, although we're sort of really leaning into it much further here. So I'm going to carry on with this building today. That includes the exterior of it, so I'm going to try and bring it around like this and have some bathrooms on the back of it, I think is going to be the idea. Whether or not we get the whole thing finished in this episode, I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm going to bring that around there. Oops. And take it to... How far back do we go with this? I don't mind it being like quite a big building. I suppose we could also have another counter on the other side of it, just doing something else. But I definitely want it to be having bathrooms at the back. So if we do something like this, bathrooms there. Yeah. Now I think we just have it like that, but I kind of want a bit of a shape to it just to keep it slightly varied. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then facilities. Custom toilets, there we go. So changing rooms, don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Guest services, cubicles, there we are. And I think if we do that and that, what does that mean? Intersecting terrain. There is water under here. Is it having a bit of a problem with that? Somewhere there is water there. Yeah, look, see. Still, it's sunk down. Okay. Let's see if we can fix this then. There we go. Height. There we go, that one. There. And then I feel like this should now manage. It does. Okay. Oh, this one's not quite right. There we are. Okay, so path. If we're happy with the placement of this, which I think we are, I'll have some seating at the front. A couple of seatings down the side of it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so actually path, we need to get rid of some of it. And so path, delete, draw tool, straight. Okay. And we're going to go here to here to here, here, my goodness, they'll disappear, but that's fine. Okay, and then we just actually need to put it back in here. And that's connected. Yes, it's a little crooked, but that's fine. We can deal with that. It just looks funky and I don't mind it. Okay, so we've gone one breeze block high on that, and then we've used plaster here. So we should be able to just use the plaster walls for the rest of it, as long as we keep the colour the same. To keep it set in nicely. So not lime plaster, just regular. Yeah, this one. And I suppose we could actually look at the two-tone walls. Here, these. So let's see. No, that is a... Oh, it's a bit too tall. Grid height. There we go. It's interesting that it's trying to do that because it shouldn't be. Let's just go regular. I suppose that's fine, and we just fix the roof, but then it has to go as high as the bathrooms, doesn't it? So it has to go there. So is that going to be a problem, what we've done here? Oh, it really is, yeah. Does that mean we can't have the bathrooms in here? Or do we just sink them down and hope for the best? We could just sink them down. Well, we can't sink them down. We can't sink them down because of this bit of terrain here. Okay, can we fix this then? How do we do that? Push. We're going to get rid of the water. This might be a bit of a mess. Okay, terrain. Sink it. And just do all of that there. I think... Yeah, they're okay there. We'll put a fake floor in for them, obviously. So let's move... Oh, jeez. No, don't do that. Are they going to figure it out? Go on, figure it out, guys. You got it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, they're not happy. Oh no. Can I not open them? Waiting for scheduled work to start. Okay. It just so happened that you're on your break? And getting kicked out on your break is messing it up? Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so those... Okay, so you can go there. You can't go there. Can you go there? Doesn't leave much room behind there for stuff. Okay. Let's see if we can treat it even more then. So you can't go there. You can't go there. You can go there. That probably leaves enough. Yeah, okay. And then path. We'll get rid of that path. Oops. And then we'll put path in there. And then take that up to there. There we go. And does that neaten that up? No, that's still a mess. I wonder if we can fix that then. Oops. Using the stamp tool. There we go. So we're doing it anyway. Might as well, hey? Okay. I mean, this is a real mess until it's done, but it will look okay, I'm sure, because now we can come in with these and lower them to the same point we've already got going here. Or actually just under, that's fine. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take this colour. There we go. Well, yeah, one of them has wandered off, look. Waiting for scheduled work to start. So we're going to hope you just start working on the hour. Okay, that's open. Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll get through it. Okay. Right, so here then. And why is that off now? Okay. And we're losing the breeze block because of the height. Okay, so let's just back all this up to there. And instead, oops. We'll do a couple of 2 meter ones instead. That should work. There we go. Okay. What was there? Ah, we also don't have the right colour on the breeze block. Spanish grey. We'll get there in the end. These little things we're figuring out as we go. You all keep telling me that's the best bit about this series. No. There we go. Spanish grey. Nice. And the path is a little funky there, but that's fine. Alright. So I'm not going to carry on the little trim around, because I don't think that's the sort of thing they would trim around. We're going to pause the game here, because this actually came up in the live stream. Guests love to cut corners. This is a real corner cut here. So we're going to fix that with a barrier. This is why people always say, oh, why do you just pull the paths in? Because it doesn't matter. If you put the paths in the right spot, they will cut corners. So instead, we're going to do this. And now, they'll walk around properly. There we go. As you sink those in just underneath the path. And we will most likely have to do it here as well. There we go, and here. And I think they're probably okay at the front there because of the drinks stands and what have you, but we'll see. Okay. Otherwise, I think we're alright there, so let's put in something here. Do we carry on the style of the build on the edge there? I think we probably could. Let's copy that there. Let's see. We take that up to neaten it. And then look at these support pieces to see what we've got. Let's have a look. There's a nice one that we didn't use that's got a bit of detail on it. Yeah, that's cool. So we take that to... Although that won't work because we're just trying to cover up on this side what's happening. So I think we actually just stick to concrete. In that case, pillar is the way to go. And we just find a nice plain pillar. There we go, there's one for us. That takes us up to where it needs to be. And we'll colour that the same colour. Oh, I'm trying to get that bit of concrete. There we go. Lovely. And then that should neaten that up as well. Lovely. Yeah, happy with that. This guy's still on his break for a bit longer, I guess, and so is she. I mean, I'll fight you if I need to. Like, we need you to be figuring yourselves out. Maybe just when I reload the game, it'll figure it out. That's usually the way it goes. Okay. So, we could go all around the top with this tile trim, but we tried to use this a little bit more, and it started looking a bit too much with all of it. So, I think we'll leave it as is. We do need to put the back of this in, so let's get to panel. We'll use the panel here for the floor. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Nice Great, and we'll use this chap's feet as a guide. There we are. We'll take you from there. I suppose we should do it from there, really, if it's going to be a problem with the restrooms. It looks like it will be, so we'll do that. Oops. Okay, I'll bring those out. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I have no idea why this is here. That looked like it was off that roof, but it shouldn't have been there, so that's fine. I was going to carry this roof down, but because of the bathrooms, I realise I can't now, so that's fine. We can do this. I actually really quite like that tile pattern on the bathroom. I don't think we've got another way of getting that, but that's okay. Around there. And it's going to be a thin space for the kitchen, but I think it'll be okay. Oops. Take that down to the same level there, so we've not got multiple levels to mess with. Okay. There. Oops. And alright, so that at least gives us a blank interior to work with there, which is fine. Although, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. Good. And then what do we do now then? We do need some kind of trim around the top of the building, I think. So what's the best way to do this? I think if we take what we've got here and pull it up to the right level, which we're going to struggle to do that way. Let's do it this way instead. Okay, so if we take this here, to there, and this will be just a bit of the roof that sticks out on this bit. Oh, that's interesting. So that means that these pieces here are a little higher than the rest. There we go. I have no idea what that piece is. It's got to be that one, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's actually both. Okay. Rotate there. And there. There we go. I don't think that messes with the bottom at all, because that's just white anyway. Okay. Let's read it that way. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can just do a flat roof for the rest of it. So, I think that round. And we definitely have snap distance on. Yeah, there we go. So this one rotates there. We'll duplicate them both. Rotate that one again. And that one twice. There we go, and then we get less of the pattern repeating. Whoops. Then go to the end and see how it lines up. That's fine. There's fine, okay, and then we can put the panel back on. Oops. That's perfect. That'll do nicely. And then we'll just get a... I mean, we could use a floor piece here to keep it really accurate. It's just something like that. Although it is a little big. I was thinking we're going to have to cover the trim anyway. I actually quite like this slight grunge on it. Oops, no. Yeah, maybe that works. We're going to cover the trim anyway. Which we were. My real issue with it is that after all of this here, this is a very flat wall. But I really don't necessarily want to carry this over because it really was quite intense when I tried to do that. But it does feel like it needs it, at least on that side. Here, where it's a bit more broken up because of the dent, it doesn't feel as bad. But maybe it can go there, and we could just have some shuttered things or something. Because it wouldn't be a huge job. It would just be, you know, duplicating this, bringing it out of the way, and stripping away what we don't want from it. Which is basically what we've done in this episode. You know, the toilets, get rid of that, all of this. So we're just back down to the raw frontage. And then we just get rid of these. Like that. And I suppose what we could do, actually, is if we get rid of this middle section here. Oops. Well, so we don't have one yet. This could be the beginning of a midway. We could put a midway in there. I don't mind that at all, and I just quite like the idea of there being two things here closed. Maybe have the lights off, deactivated, and the light colour grey, and not this stuff on it. I mean, this is starting to be a little depressing, but we don't mind this kind of stuff. We actually find this kind of stuff quite fun, I think, and it's something that I'm not going to really get to do with Meanderville because of because that is a high level budget park, a high budget park, open together, open all at the same time. So these kind of like closed down things are actually going to be where a bit of fun is. So if we do that, I might have to get rid of you, I think. Maybe put you back in afterwards, but we'll see. Okay. So that is it in essence, stripped down. So I think all of this has to come out. Let's see, and then we should... Is this on a grid still? It is. Okay, so if we just bring that in to where it would go, which is there. I mean, it just kind of works, doesn't it? And then but it's got that bigger open thing in the middle. I don't mind that at all. And then, I mean, really what we need to do is on the inside here, make it look like this is still a counter. But honestly, we could also just cover it up. Like, we could just do this. Taking that to there. And on this side, give it a shutter. Oh, that's poking. Yeah, I think we could do that, and that's fine. There's a few different ways to do shutters. My personal favourite, though, is there's a railway, railroad, rail, just rail. Where is it? Here, locomotive track, of course. I've always enjoyed this as a shutter. So we'll give it a bit of depth still, because that's fun. How far does it have to go up, though? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, just a little bit. There we go. And I don't believe we can change the colour of this, but it is a perfectly acceptable colour. Moving that over there. And then there we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. So that one's shuttered shut. I actually think it needs to be... Oh. I think it needs to sit a little closer. Oh, look at that. Grabbed it. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, as much as I actually like the depth, I think it does. So we'll do that. And that to there as well. Oops. Oops. What can we do without that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, don't mind that. There we go. And then we could, yeah, I think maybe we turn that into a midway game. I think that'd be quite fun. But that's probably not going to happen today. Okay, so let's fix this, because that should be able to go to there now. If we just increase that a little bit, yeah, that's fine. So we'll take those out. There we are. And that way. And this just fits nice there. There we go. Oh. That needs to go that way a little bit. That's okay. Take it this way. Do the same, because basically every corner will need this. Well, actually, no, every corner won't need this, but because we've done it with 2 front corners, we need to do it at all of them. And then these 2 here. Okay. So now what we're going to do around the top here, we need something that's not quite as full on as this, but something. So maybe just some art shape squares in like a pattern. Let me just do something like that. There we go. Then make that like a teal. I think that's fine. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's kind of like a bit of a pit stop look to it, but I don't mind that. Because that's kind of a little bit what we got over here. So I don't mind that at all. Okay. So here where it doesn't finish, we're just going to have to bodge it a little. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, that's subtle enough that I don't hate it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to quickly run around the whole building doing that. Okay, got there in the end. At the end of the teal and the orange was too much, especially here it was sort of fighting with the tiles. So I've actually knocked it down to just a cream and a variance of it. I think it's a lot more subtle and it still works as a nice little way to cap off the space and have the roof tie in. And overall, I'm happy with that. This roof's going to leak somewhat rotten, but that's fine by me. I think it's fun. Okay. One thing I want to do is turn a few of these around. Just so the pattern isn't as aggressive. Oops. There we go. Nice. Okay. That one needs a food court sign as well, but I'm not going to be doing that just yet. I'm going to hold on from that. Okay, let's get some tables and chairs down. Park bench. There we go. Alright, so let's have a look at these. That one's good. The piping's a bit aggressive on the bottom. I mean, I think it's just this one. Like, it's the closest one to the sort of thing that I'm expecting the most, you know? I would really love some either plain ones of these, invisible ones of these, where you could just, like, see where the seat, where the butt goes. This pirate one's cute. I don't remember that in the first game. Is that Mythology? No, Pirate Picnic Bench. I don't remember that one in Planet Coaster 1. I mean, this one is so close to being right as well. Like, the table is good, stainless steel. I mean, sci-fi is just a bit dumb. Although that wouldn't be terrible in like a sci-fi restaurant. That's actually quite fun with some backs to the chairs. But no, it's basically this. Okay, so I'll put that down. That color has got to be white. I think it actually does, doesn't it? And then this, yeah, this does actually need to be a grey, but maybe a slightly lighter grey than it is. Yeah, that's good. And then umbrellas. Normally I like the two-tone one, that one, to give us a little bit of variation in the colour. Is it that one? Or is there another one? No, there's another one, isn't there? That one I quite like as well. Which ones did I use over here? Yeah, it was those ones with the two colours. So let's not do that again, so we can have a bit of variation. I hate this one. And we can actually bring it down a little to get rid of the big flaw on it. That's fine. In fact, it might even sit a little lower than that, hadn't it? There we go. And then colour-wise, maybe here is where we can go orange and teal and feel good about it. And then this just needs to be a grey. Yeah, don't mind that. So we'll link those together. And then we can duplicate them. And oh, that's annoying. Duplicate them like this. Then I thought the seat would keep it on the ground, but I guess not. How about if we select both of them? Yeah, look at that. Fly through this. So we want these all around this space. And oops. There we go. There's a spot. I'm a little annoyed that this sign is going to be quite covered by them, but it's practical, so I think it is needed. And then the other thing we can do actually is just have a few without without umbrellas on as well. I don't mind that. Cool. I did this off camera and then remembered, oh wait, I meant to be filming all of this. I just wanted a bit of a height variation, so we've done a nice casual slope up here so that we get a little bit of fun interaction with the coaster here, and then there's also a steps option. I just realised that is very much not rounded. I wonder if we can do something with that. No, it's actually unrounded it. That's lovely. How about we do something with this then? Which one is it? No, not edit. Draw that one. There we go. Really like for this. Oh, line style curve. Thank you. I really would like this to curve around a lot nicer than it currently does. Let's see. Once it gets to there, it's kind of nice. Yeah. That's fine. And then I don't hate that it's got that on it as well. Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Yeah, look at that. Okay. And I think pretty much all of this will be planting, and then we just need to ground this in with a bit of fence. So, because I don't want to lift that up, I want this to stay low. You know, so we've got a nice bit of height variation there with the track. So let's go to terrain, and it's mostly gravel. So we'll do all gravel. This gravel is like a running theme through the park so at the moment, which I think is pretty good. And then we do, with a slower intensity, just a bit of pebble, just to give it a variation. And then we go with an even smaller spot, but higher intensity, we come in with a bit of shrub, especially here under the supports. There we go, right at the edges. There we go. Like nothing groundbreaking, nothing groundbreaking even, but that's good, I think. Okay, we'll come in here and carry on the dodine fencing along the edge of the ride. There we go. Now what would happen here? Because I don't necessarily want this fencing to come down to the path there, because it's lower than the path and therefore a little bit dumb. So maybe we just have it come off here and just kind of end, I suppose. We're going to do some foliage in here, so that's fine. Okay. Alright, well let's bring some stuff out then. There we go. Oh. Actually, we've used that one a little bit now, so let's change it up a little. Let's do a fern here. A fern, sorry, a fir. Is it a fir? No, it's a larch. It's nice. Either way. it's cool. Something here. Let's turn line to surface off, so we don't get into trouble where the ground differs there. There. Okay. Maybe we'll bring one of these over this side. No, I've just turned that off. Oh, there's a. Oh, V is a. Huh. V is a thing for that. That's good to know. Okay, so they're just using large inverters all around here. We want a bit of variation in there, so let's go for something like this. That's literally the one I just said I didn't want to use. Yeah. What else we got over here? That pretty much is the ones we're using. European larch, the white birch, the juniper. That's quite cute. Maybe we'll go juniper. And we'll do it. Well, that's as big as it goes. That's okay. Maybe something like that. High, and then a thinner tree low. I think that'll be good for there. Yeah, and then maybe even so I really like that hanging over there, so I'm actually going to just turn this one around. That's good. That's got a nice sight line, and I like the fact that they're kind of covering the coaster a little. And what I would like is it's just a big oak. I don't think we've really used oak much. Oak tree large. I basically want a big oak there. almost to say, well, this is. We have to design the ride around not moving this oak. Yeah, I think that'll look great as the ride roars around that. And then we'll do some bushwork on here as well. So we're going to go to the biggest one there, actually crease it a little and then flip it over. It's a great way to get some texture into this gravel that we've just put down. Love that. Love that. And then, I mean, we can also just use this as well as a little bit of shrubbery here and there. This beach cabbage works well too, especially here where the terrain doesn't want to play for some reason. We can use some of that a bit more aggressively. There you go. Needs to be a little here, I think. There we go. And then here we've got something a bit more curated. We need to kind of blend it out into the rest of the place, so we'll do that. Alright, that's good to me. Subtle but nice. And then here we probably need a little bit of retaining rock. So let's get to our tiger boulder. Ones with a bit more of a flatter top to them. Yeah, that's perfect. And then we'll just sink that right in, just so there's a little bit of it. There we go. And maybe another piece as well. Let's see what we've got. No, it's a bit too pronounced. This, but smaller is probably fine. Like that, but sunken in. Yeah, that's good, just to help, because otherwise it was just a big pile of dirt. There's one big pile of dirt, and that wouldn't really be what we were looking for. And then this sort of stuff will sit in those little cracks now. Some brush bramble. And that's reeds. We don't necessarily want that. I think it's going to be more of this stuff. I do like it just kind of slightly sticking out of the fence as well. Like as long as it's not too aggressive. Like, you know, it's fine to have a little bit poking through, like it would. And that probably needs something a little bit more substantial. How about, like, just one slightly nicer bush? Nothing topiary or anything, just like, oh look, a nice bush. That looks great. Happy with that. Absolutely happy with that. Okay. So this, I think we need like a little info kiosk or something here. Not necessarily something that somebody's working in, but just maybe like a little stand, a little thing saying, you know, what's happening next, what's coming, you know, a little poster or something like that. That could work. But otherwise, I'm kind of happy with what we got there. I think we're going to leave it there today. It's a bit of a mid-episode. We're part-way through some stuff, but next one we'll get another ride down. As far as challenges go, we're creeping up to 900 guests, and we can do some advertising as soon as I figure that out. But we do need a second flat ride, and then we're going to go for something a bit wackier up here to stick with the this theme of a new little area that's put in there. We'll probably get a little coaster towards the back of it as well. But thank you for everyone who in the videos who told me about this. So this is now operational and we're generating revenue. So we have to decide what we're going to pick. Chain lift coasters, alternate lift coasters, suspended coasters. Suspended coasters could be cool. I mean, I don't really want wooden coasters, but we have to unlock them both to get to here and then to here. But yeah, as it stands, that's where we are. We got this little blob here finished off today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Till the next one, be good.